Today's my husband's birthday, and he's not really a celebratory kind of guy. He's a real humble and quiet gentleman. Today on his birthday, well, yesterday, I was telling my grandfather about many of my testimonies about the goodness of God, and I brought up one of the testimonies concerning my husband at this very place right now, and I so happened to drive past the place. Out of anywhere I could have been driving, I ended up driving past the Ackworth courthouse. And he is blessed with good health, with children, with a family, love, peace, joy. But when I think on the goodness of God and what he did for him, a couple years ago, when we first moved up here, before we had our kids, he had got a job because his business hadn't taken off like we thought it would when we first moved here. And on that job, he ran on a railroad track and the truck got stuck. And he ended up had to come to court and got a ticket. And the Lord went before him. He was his lawyer. And I was at work and I was nervous. I could literally poop myself because I didn't know what was going on and I couldn't make it. But all you need is the Lord. He is your lawyer. So as my husband proceeds to go inside, the judge and the court clerk said, "You seem like a nice guy. You know, I'm not going to give you any other consequences that you would do for this, but you would have to pay the fine. And if you do not pay the fine, you'll be on probation for 2 years and have to still pay the fines plus more." So my husband, after the judge told him that he had to go and proceed and speak with the probation officer, and he was very nasty, said my husband. So I said, he cannot be on probation. He cannot, we would not be able to leave the state of Georgia for 2 years. I'm like, no, he cannot go on probation. Absolutely not. So before we moved to Georgia, I had a really good girlfriend of mine who said, her husband said, if you guys ever need anything, call us. You know, people say that, you're like, oh yeah, no worries, thank you. So I was at work pacing back and forth in the back of the building, and I was like, he cannot go on probation, but we do not have $1,400. And I said, let me just call her. She said, okay, let me call my husband and I'll call you back. She called me back and said that we're going to send you the money and you do not have to pay us back. We paid the bill, and the probation officer called him and was like, "Where are you at? If you're not here, you're supposed to be here every week. If you're not here, I'm putting a warrant out for your arrest." Hold on. What'd you say? When you talking, you better lower your tone. He was like, "Nigga, I paid that bill." He said, "What? Hold on." He came back and said, "Okay, bye." Didn't say sorry or anything. Mind you, his coworkers was looking at him crazy like, Jermaine never says anything. Like, what? Like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Because like my husband is very quiet. It takes a lot for him to say anything. So he was like, oh my gosh. The way the quietness that probation officer got and came back and didn't apologize it just tells you how they treat people. It just shows that all you need is the Lord. He will fight for you. He will place people in the earth to bless you, to fill in the gaps. And I'm just so thankful. And when I rolled past him, I'm like, I have to go back and I have to tell this testimony on God's goodness. I hope that this blesses you and encourages you to keep your eyes on Christ and to know that no matter what you go through in life, he will go before you and you will get the victory.